When you think of Wrigley, first thing coming to your mind is the grass, the marquee out front, and the scoreboard. It's like one of the main body parts of Wrigley Field. I'm Daryl Wilson. I'm a scoreboard operator for Chicago Cubs. I've been working at Wrigley Field since 1987. Wrigley Field is one of the oldest ballparks besides Boston. It's been around for over 100 years, and basically nothing has changed in the scoreboard since 1938. In the scoreboard, we have at least 3 guys, if we're lucky, 4. While the Cubs game is going on, my job is to post scores, inning by inning, and pitching changes throughout the league. Once all the games start in the scoreboard, it's pretty chaotic. You're writing scores down on your clipboard, and you change the scores while you're also yelling at other guys to change their scores in their games. It's hot, it's very noisy. The walkways are a little narrow. You got plates, numbers everywhere. The switch out of the scoreboard plate starts with a stiff punch just to pop it out of the slots. The plates are made of a lighter, thin metal. You definitely have to latch them. You want to make sure that they're locked in, so if the wind's blowing out, they won't blow out at you or something like that. You're running up and down and changing scores for 8 different games. I would say it's definitely hard work. The view is outstanding. It's just like a 360-degree view of the entire ballpark and the neighborhood. And it's like looking out to your backyard and having the perfect lawn. I mean, that's what it feels like. You're walking out, you just feel proud. You know, you're just proud of your work and the work that the guys put into it. The reason why I believe that the scoreboard is special to fans because it still keeps that old luster of the old-time ballpark. I've seen a lot of modern parks, but Wrigley Field has an authentic, original feel of how baseball began.
I had no idea what a bar mitzvah was. And then I saw it and I was like, Mama, why didn't you give me one? And now I'm doing bar mitzvahs booked out 3 years in advance. My name is Kareem Wells, and everybody called me the king of the mitzvahs. I want to share a part of my heart and a part of my life. When I was 16, I had my first kid. I was kicked out of high school, so I did what most people my age did. I turned to the streets. I started selling drugs. I chose that because I felt like I had no other option. I grew up on the west side of Chicago in a neighborhood where there was a lot of violence, drug dealing, a lot of illegal activity. This is West Garfield Park, and this is where my house used to be. They tore it down, and it's just a lot. I had dreams, of doing music, and I love performing. The OGs from the neighborhood, they encouraged me to get out. They pushed me to follow my dream.
This guy, we knew he was gonna make it, and he managed to pull that one off, man, and I'm proud of the man.
The thing that the neighborhood gave me was toughness and how to hustle, never give up. So when I'm out here doing these bar mitzvahs, I'm gonna be strong with it. I'm gonna give 200%. I'm gonna be the best at it. Wait, is everybody here, right? Hey, y'all, let's just meet real quick and just talk about what we're gonna do. The way that I got involved in the mitzvah business, I got a call one day from a half-brother who told me that there was this party going on, and he said, we need a dancer. So I go over there and I see what's going on. I actually thought it was a 50th birthday party, but it turns out that it was a party for a 13-year-old boy. What's up, what's up? The people saw the way we was doing parties, the way we was bringing the energy, the way we carried ourselves with the kids, the way we carried ourselves with the families. It was like, we gotta get them.
1, 2, come on, clap your hands, sing the word, go, hey, let's go right here. Are you ready? Jump to the beat, let's everybody!
Listen, when you walk into a party that I'm emceeing, you're gonna feel the energy the moment you walk in the room. And it's gonna be wild and crazy, and everybody's gonna be having the time of their lives. We here to celebrate. This is about to be a crazy night. It'll be a memory that that kid will never forget. You have some haters that think it's kind of funny that a black kid from the west side of Chicago is doing bar mitzvahs. I say to them, I'm the best in my shoes. And I get to experience life at a level that I never expected I would be. I never thought in a million years that I would be the owner of an entertainment company for bar mitzvahs. I am living proof that you can come from absolutely some very horrendous circumstances and you can make something out of yourself if you never give up. The success that this has brought me, it put me in a peaceful place. I'm getting paid to make people happy, to dance and sing, and I just feel great.
Cross stitch for rappers? Are you joking? I'm an anomaly in this scene for sure. I'm Emma McKee and I'm a cross stitch artist. I create custom one-of-a-kind cross stitch jackets for Chicago's creative class. Cross stitch is an antiquated form of stitching traditionally done by your grandma. I fell backwards into it. I made a present for my mom a couple years ago, so I taught myself how to cross stitch. It came very naturally to me, and so I decided to do more. I felt compelled to do it, but I didn't know what to do it for. And then the obvious connection was, well, I'll do it for the things that inspire me. And the things that I loved were art and poetry and music. Chance the Rapper is like the prince of Chicago, you know? He's Chicago royalty. Chance is one of my favorite rappers, and so I made this jacket. It was a 3 jacket. It was Chance's 3. I was like, okay, I'll put this on Twitter. We'll see what this does. Like 30 seconds later, Chance the Rapper has followed you. Chance the Rapper sent you a DM. And he's like, yo, how do I get this? And I was like, any way you want, Chance. And he wore it on the cover of Billboard, and that was kind of like how it started. This is for an artist named Mick Jenkins. It's a heart. I've made something like 135 pieces in the last 4 years. Some of the people I've made stuff for: SZA, Major Lazer, Chance the Rapper, Vic Mensa, Mos Def, Joey Purp, Kendrick Lamar. Oh yeah, Lil Yachty, of course. How could I forget about Lil Yachty? But the majority of them are worn by people who are not famous. A lot of the people I make stuff for in Chicago wear their stuff every day, live in the things. Cross stitch is just a cross stitched, it's just a square. You basically take an image and you pixelate the hell out of it. So you map out a bunch of tiny squares. It takes a very good spatial recognition, a lot of patience, and you cannot mess it up. My inspiration usually will come complete, finished, everything from a person. It arrives in my head fully formed, and that's it. I have no idea how we get there. I don't sit around and think about it for somebody. Like, the way that I'm able to make something for somebody is if it is there. I have to go out to the suburbs to buy my thread. It's all specialty. I spend an ungodly amount of money on thread. It would freak you out. I always say like the median amount of time in a jacket is anywhere from like 50 to 60 hours. When you're done, then you get to pull the graph out, and then you get to see what it looks like when it's finished. People call what's happening in Chicago a renaissance. We have art and we have music and we have all these people making positive changes, all these people making incredible, incredible stuff. I have a team that oscillates anywhere from like 7 to 14 people, and they're all artists. They're all other Chicago artists. We do these big photo shoots with people. It's like really the only way that I catalog anything is by having pictures of it.
I like those a lot.
The giving away part is the best part. To see something that you've made affect somebody in what seems to be a meaningful way is a pretty emotional thing. The goal with the cross stitch jackets was never to sell them or to make money off of them. It's truly, truly a passion project. I'm not Gucci, I'm just, you know, I'm Stitch God.
Say the shots came from one or more vehicles.
Over 1,200 shootings in the city so far this year.
It's time for someone to step up and stop some of this violence.
Inglewood is historically one of the worst neighborhoods in the city of Chicago and also in the entire United States of America. There have been children murdered while sleeping in their beds because bullets penetrated the walls while they were sleeping. Inglewood is generally a place where no one feels safe. What brought me to the corner of 75th and Stewart was a young lady was murdered. Her name was Lucille Barnes. She was 34, and she was a mother, and she was just trying to break up a fight, and she was killed in a drive-by. I didn't know her, but I was outraged. And I felt like at this point, if mothers are being murdered, something has to be done. Some people thought that it was too dangerous to go and sit on a corner in a place where someone had just been murdered 3 days before. We went out, we put on pink t-shirts, and we went and sat on the corner. We got some hot dogs and we fed people. We talked to people. More importantly, we gave out a lot of hugs. So we got together, these moms who had the time and who had the passion for it. And I felt that, you know, being there and being a present and having eyes on the street and eyes on the children, that it would interrupt and it would prevent a lot of stuff that could potentially happen. While you're doing that, you're playing a game with a kid that you may never get to play with. We want them to grow up together so that when they're older, they're not enemies and they're not targets of one another. They're not shooting or killing each other. Since we posted up on the corner of 75th and Stewart, there have been no shootings on that block. No shootings, no murders. There hasn't even been as much as a fist fight. There's a sense of hope that they didn't have before, all because we're mothers, and you don't want to underestimate the power of the mother.